Hello and welcome.
I really wanted to come in singing "Here I Go Again on My Own," but I refrained enough to only tell you that I was gonna do it and not actually just do it.
You gave us the warning that it's about to get loud before, 'cause my first thought is always, we're about to do a podcast, use your podcast voice, and not
No,
your
ma'am. No,
Tara's
ma'am.
inside screaming voice.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Tara.
I'm Natalie.
And we are making a movie, and this is our podcast about making a movie. Oh, I have a feeling we're gonna have a lot of new listeners out there because we've both been going to a lot of festivals, and I
Oh.
personally have been really like, anytime someone asks me like, where's your socials? Where can I find you? I go, my name's Tara. I'm on Instagram, but I want you to know about this podcast. So I'm going to tell you, this is a podcast that is following along in the real-time adventure of Natalie and I making our very first feature film. We've made shorts. We've done sketches. Now we're making a feature, and it's the first time. It's the first time we've written a feature film. First time we've made a feature film from scratch. And it's been a roller coaster. And this was our little way of clearing space in our schedule and dedicating some time to researching how to do that, and then bringing those interviews and information to you guys. Because I don't know about you, but I think this is like the greatest con we've ever come up with getting amazing people on to talk to us, dedicated time, and like, oh, we're going to interview you for a podcast. So tell us everything you know.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Some people, when they clear their schedules, they actually clear them instead of like putting a weekly podcast that they have to produce and edit and all that on. Some people do that, but
Clear schedule. Why would we've never been a clear schedule kind of people. I don't
No.
know. Yeah, we've never. I don't know of a moment in life when I told myself I was going to clear my schedule more this year, and I did not. I did the exact opposite. It's
I
been
know.
crazier.
I have nothing yet scheduled in October.
Shh! Don't tell it that.
Don't tell
it.
everyone.
Don't tell October that.
Don't tell. Yeah, October is gonna go. Excuse me? You
Excuse
what?
me? Would you have some free time? Let's put like 5 things in there.
Excuse
I'll
me?
require you to put time into it. Oh my goodness. So it's been a very busy. I am immensely grateful to the podcast actually, because we've learned so much, and it's just given a great moment in time for us to sit and actually figure things out. This last couple of weeks, we've been really focusing on the casting part of feature films. You and I are not casting our feature film. We have one role to cast, and we told our director, it is yours to cast. And
we did. We just recently told our director, like, there's one role, and we're leaving that to you because you didn't get to cast your leads.
Yeah.
So
you take that. That's anybody you want. Go for it.
Go for it.
Yeah, we're casting ourselves, but we still wanted to take a moment and stop and talk to a bunch of our filmmaker friends who've done what we like to call marquee casting, which is where you cast the right name talent in the right role, not stunt casting where you're casting just any old famous person in any old role, and it's a 65-year-old guy playing a 16-year-old kid, and like why was this the choice you made? No, this is like you got the right person, and how to get that right person, because that's a question that you and I've had for ages.
Yeah, I think stunt casting happens. Well, I don't know that it's happening as bad as it was before, but when YouTube started to get really big and TikTok when they were both of those things, when they started taking off, TikTokers and YouTubers were getting cast in things, and that was because they had a following. And I think there is a world where marquee casting and stunt casting kind of collide, where it's like you're picking the person with the followers versus the person who is a little bit better, but hey, no one knows who they are, so but I think that the reason we coined the term marquee casting is because we don't like the idea of stunt casting, but we do like the idea of working with
Mhm.
people who are names and who
Yeah,
can bring
absolutely.
prestige to your film in a different way. But,
Yeah, I feel
but
like stunt casting gave marquee casting, like, a dirty name or a
Mhm.
dirty look, and it shouldn't be, like and you and
No.
I had some bad experiences in the past with stunt casting where we were just like, the person was a nightmare or whatever because they had a name and they could be, I guess, but
Mhm.
so for you and I think are a little bit burned on it, but there is an overlap in the marquee casting because it is really helpful in a lot of ways to bring somebody with a name into your project.
There's a
We talked
Venn diagram for that.
I haven't a Venn diagram for things is, like, my new favorite thing of, like, there's a Venn diagram for that. We're like, these oh god, it's my favorite
Oh,
current
no,
so
no.
anyone out there to make me just a bunch of fun Venn diagrams of 2 things that definitely collide, but you wouldn't think because it's incredible. Uh,
Mhm.
so many inappropriate Venn diagrams are coming to mind. Not inappropriate, but not kind Venn diagrams are coming to mind right now.
Mm.
Not kind. So in our effort to have this conversation, we actually wound up talking to 2 of our filmmaker friends that we've been dying to talk to for years about how they've done their marquee casting. Nelson was one of them. Nelson H. Tracy. He made a feature film. Feature film. Oh my god, my brain is blank. I
Breakup
can't think.
season.
Breakup Season. I was thinking Breaking Bad. I was like, that is not it.
Mhm.
Breakup Season. And he wound up getting Chandler Riggs as his lead actor, and the conversation was actually really interesting because
Mhm.
you I assumed, oh, you got Chandler Riggs and that got you your money, and that's how you got your whole situation, and
But it
that
was
was
kind
not
of
the
the
story.
opposite, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and then even, and I am not gonna even try to remember the fellow's name. I
Keller.
thought he was phenomenal, the guy who
Yes.
played the dad. They're
Yes, he's
both
so
very
good.
similar stories in how Chandler ended up getting them, and the big takeaway I think that we've had from all the stories is, offering them something that they haven't done before.
Right.
So that was like that was, how Nelson got Chandler. I mean, ultimately, I think how he got him. There's a
Yeah.
lot of other little takeaways that I think everyone should take with them. And I
Mhm.
won't try not to get too far ahead of myself here. But both of those offering the gentleman who played the dad had never just played a dad, and he
Yeah.
was
He was such a
phenomenal.
good dad. He did
Um,
such a good job.
he was such a good dad.
Yeah. I want him
The
to
way
be my
that
dad sometimes.
I know.
Anyways.
And then Chandler Riggs getting to play in something where there was no one died was,
Yeah. Yeah,
you know,
no.
and that's the takeaway there. I think that
Yeah.
first big takeaway
Yeah.
is offering, and we said at the time, even your crew, offering
Yeah.
them something
Something
that helps their resume, that helps
mhm.
them, not just like, "Hey, do you wanna
Right.
come act with me?"
Yeah, well, and,
Here's
like,
another script."
in the case of Chandler Riggs, like, the added benefit of, like, when Chandler was on the bigger projects, he's not able to, like, start to look at wanting to be a director because Chandler wants to go into directing. And on this smaller set, because it was a smaller set, because it was a smaller project, he was given the opportunity to like sit at Nelson's right hand side and ask him directing questions and do
Mhm.
directing stuff. And I think, if I remember the story correctly, there was a moment where Nelson needed a little bit of help because they had to divide and conquer
Yeah.
2 scenes at once, and so, Chandler got to step in and direct that little scene for the movie, and so he got an opportunity, and that is, like that is a beyond even just the
Mhm.
acting part. You gave him something that he wouldn't have gotten on a big feature film, this opportunity that is
Mhm.
that's you bigger projects, like, that opportunity, that's a hard fought
And
thing.
we knew that when it came to crew.
Yeah,
We
we did.
knew, like, so we've done it before where, that someone who wants to be a director and can't get that next step to being a director, that you can give that to them on your short film,
Mhm.
and they'll come work for free sometimes, like in
Yeah.
our experiences, because they want those credits. We just never thought about it, like, because with actors, they're a step above that.
Uh-huh.
Like, why are they gonna come down to my level is
Right.
always the way it felt, but your level can offer them something different. Your
Mhm.
level can offer them hands-on directing.
Yeah.
Your level can offer them a completely different kind of role that they're not getting because 'cause they've
Mhm.
been pigeonholed into playing
Yeah.
zombie fighter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, exactly, exactly. And then I think because of the way the story went with Chandler was the last person that they cast.
Mhm.
And so my assumptions were completely incorrect. Like they actually wound up casting Chandler like 2 weeks before something,
Yeah, it was
something wild,
something yeah.
some wild story. And so like and it's also in thinking about when you're setting up your scheduling and trying to get the bigger name talent, like you don't want to go too far in advance anyways, because you could wind up losing that person due to scheduling conflicts. Because they're busy. They have to
Mhm.
take the big jobs that come up. They got to do it.
I'm gonna jump a little bit ahead because
Go.
Hen had the exact opposite experience, though,
Oh, that's right.
because
Yeah.
she had, Tova signed on far in advance. However, I wanna clarify that one was a short film and one was a
Mhm.
feature film. The amount of
Yeah.
time that it takes for you to carve out to do a short film is 2 days sometimes,
Mhm.
like,
Yeah.
taking a feature, you're talking at least 14 days, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, finding as we can attest to with not being famous actors, finding 2 days to do anything
Oh my
is
gosh.
really hard.
It's so hard. Yeah, it's so hard. Yeah, absolutely. And then, he already had his funding in place before he even had Chandler Riggs, and
Mhm.
his opinion is that he didn't feel like it would have really, in this day and age, really unless you've got, like, I don't know, Tom Cruise, that's the level of name you need to really move the needle on getting funding. Anything below that is just kinda like,
Mhm.
"Okay, yeah," because there's so many amazing actors at a particular
Right.
level these days,
Now,
you
and
know?
I still like I walk away from that going, I feel like that's still not true. Like
Okay.
I mean I know both of our
Sure.
stories have come in that way. However, I know with film festivals, it makes a huge difference to have
Mhm.
that name attached. Like you're going to get into festivals. But I we've seen it with even talking to people about doing our film. Like the minute that they realize it's us
Oh,
playing
yeah.
it and it's
Yeah.
not someone else, their pockets shrivel.
Yeah.
So
The light in their eyes goes out.
exactly, like
Yeah.
possibilities of your now I don't not the big boys money. There
No.
that's unattainable even when you sign on
Yeah.
a name. But I do think that getting an investor to sign on our level, even
Mhm.
throwing in a couple, $1,000 or whatever, is a little bit easier because there's a little bit glimmer of return on investment still.
Yes. I do
Like
agree with you on that. Yeah.
they know it's gonna make it into well, if they
Mhm.
know anything about it, a lot of
Yeah.
them do. But so I still don't those 2 anecdotal stories, I
Yeah.
don't necessarily I'm not I'm not withdrawing my thoughts on that,
Yeah.
like 'cause the thing that we have in the works, the other thing that we're talking
Oh,
about
the
doing,
other thing. Yeah.
part of the only reason it would ever get funded is because of the name that would be
Yeah.
attached to it. So,
100%. We
I
have to have the
don't
name. Yeah.
agree
Yeah.
necessarily.
I think it's at the level we're at, the needle that it moves is just such a small one and such a small move. It's not
Mhm.
this we have these fantasies of like, if I just get this person, there's gonna be a windfall of money and it's gonna make all
Mhm.
my life easier. And someone's gonna want to give us $100,000 because I've got this particular, name. It's a big name, but maybe it's not a Tom Cruise, but a big name. And that's just a not reality anyways. But
Mhm.
and maybe because of that perception, you aren't foreseeing the needle that moved $1,000 that maybe wouldn't have moved if it was not a no name.
Mhm.
Maybe moves 1,000 because oh, I want to give you this money. Oh, and you have Chandler Riggs. Okay, yeah, definitely. Then I'll give you my money. I'll probably get this back. Like it's just not as noticeable.
And it's always really hard to tell because while I think breakup season is phenomenal, and I do think
It's
everyone
so
should watch
good.
it. I think it's
I
so
agree.
good. I think it's very well directed. It's got a great ensemble, but would it have made it into the same number of festivals
Uh-huh.
if it didn't have a name attached to it? Because
Yeah.
people so festival and I can't because there's so many good films out there as well.
So
Like,
many.
so while I do think it is cream of crop, it is a
Mhm.
romantic comedy, and romantic comedies don't get programmed. Like we're looking at films that are fighting to get into festivals, and without that other little oomph,
Yeah. That
like
little
I don't
edge.
that's
Yeah.
that is the thing is I think it does move the needle. It might not be to the
Yeah.
degree that
Yeah.
we
It's
initially
just not
thought.
an exciting move. It's not a Richter scale where it's going all crazy. It's just
Mhm.
like you are moving the needle. You just don't notice it. Your pot is
Yeah.
starting to boil. Yeah, that's probably. Another thing that Nelson talked about, which is again, you and I are going to avoid, but you know what? Now that I'm saying this out loud, that next secret project, this might be a very helpful piece of advice, is getting a casting director.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
another big takeaway. We've never done
Yeah.
it. We've always
No.
done now, we've been extremely lucky over the years. We have
Very.
very, very talented friends. Like we
Yeah.
our pool of actor friends from having lived in LA and done a drinking game and done I mean, even our pool of crew is so, so strong that
Mhm.
in most cases I would still use them for most things. But imaginary friends, we tried to reach out and we could have probably used a casting director then, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, would we have gotten better? I don't know. We might have
Oh,
there wasn't there were other names we were reaching for
that's
that
true.
we just didn't have the connections, and that might have been the difference of
That
having
could have
someone
been,
who
yeah,
had
the
a
difference.
relationship with their manager, their
Mhm.
agent, their whatever. I do think it's worth it. If you are
Yeah,
making a feature,
I agree, I agree.
yes.
Adding that line item, and really when you're looking at feature film monies, if you're going the traditional, like, 100,000 budget for a feature, like, that line item is not that much more expensive. You might as well put it in there and get the casting director because, again, it could slightly move the needle and cover its own cost anyways. And now you've got this name talent that will help you in the film festival part. So I
Mhm.
agree with you. I think it's well worth a casting director. And I think that's something, like, as you and I move forward making more feature films, that we're gonna always take very seriously, because we have, like, not there's the one big name, but there's also, like, in this next feature, there's gonna be 2 other characters we're specifically not writing ourselves for anymore. Originally, it was us. Now it's not
Mhm.
gonna be. We're gonna do a Tina Fey version of it, and cast ourselves in smaller, nice roles. But those 2 roles could go to 2 people that are, you know, of note, and getting them, this
Yeah,
is the way. So I think it's well worth it when you're doing a feature film. Short films,
agreed.
or I'm segueing into short films because it is a little bit different of a game. But it was still, we would talk to Hen, whose 2 short films, had name talents in them. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, I'm gonna backtrack to one
Oh,
little note
sure.
that we left out there at the end of that, is part of having the casting director is it makes you look legit.
Oh, yeah. Mhm.
Which I do think is there's just this little note here. It makes you look legit, and that is a good takeaway in
Yeah.
that when you're trying to sign that name talent or whatever, having that one little thing that makes you
Yeah.
different than the other script that they got is I have someone who's actually in charge of this.
It
I'm playing the game, you know?
Yeah. Well, you always look more legit when somebody else is reaching out for you, when someone
Mhm.
else is emailing on your behalf, like,
Mhm.
it just that does make you seem more whatever. Whenever I'm the producer on a project, I'm like, "No, no, I'll reach out. You, the director, hang back. I'll do it because it makes you
Yeah.
look more legit that you have a producer who's reaching out on your behalf to do the thing." So
Yeah.
that the optics on it, I'm sorry, it is what it is. The optics on it is just, you're right.
Mhm.
It is totally legit. Totally legit. So for Hen, she had 2 short films, and although they were short films, her gets were so, we've been asking ourselves for years, how the heck did she get her 2 actresses for these films that
Mhm.
she's done? So it was like, we gotta talk to her. We're bringing her on the show, even though it's for short films. And I think it's worth talking about because we do have a lot of filmmakers who are listening who are still making shorts. Um, it's different, like you mentioned before, because of that time commitment, and I think you can get pretty amazing actors because the commitment is, and you can get them far in advance because it's only gonna be 2 days. Like,
Mhm.
that time is so much easier, so it is worth, even though you're like, "Well, it's just a short film," it's worth being bold, as Hen mentions, and that was, like, one of the big takeaways, being bold and going out there and asking those bigger names. Like, I I don't know if I would have the guts, old me, to go out and be like, "Hey, famous actress who's been acting for years," we're talking about Tova, whose her IMDb resume
I mean, like,
is yeah,
you're floored. Like, 1, she's been doing this forever, but 2,
forever.
Tova and I think the last name is pronounced Feldshuh, I'm not
Feldshuh,
actually
I think
sure.
you're right, yeah.
She's been acting forever. There is n and Broadway too. Like, there
Broadway,
is no reason that she needs to be in a short film
I
or
would never have had
would
the guts
want
to ask her.
to
Yeah,
be in a short film,
exactly,
you know?
exactly my point. Like, I would not
However
have had the gut. Ken is made of pure guts and glory. Like, that woman, she is like, I just do it." I'm like, "Oh." Yeah, I would not have had the guts, the boldness, the brass to, like,
no.
go after someone with Tova's level of like acting, old school Broadway weight to it. Like but she did. And that I the
We're
takeaway on
gonna
that,
get Meryl Streep for our next short film.
that's what's happening. Next short film, Meryl Streep. It's done. Yeah, yeah. Like the biggest takeaway with him was like being bold and just doing the ask, like asking the thing, because like you just never know. They might say yes for their own personal reasons. Like
Mhm.
Hen's film was a really good film. It's a history. I'm gonna try not to give too much of it away because it is
Mhm.
the surprise factor is good and you should go watch
And
it.
it's on Omletto, I'm pretty sure, so you
Yeah.
can go see it there. If you wanna
Yeah,
go
I'm pretty sure
search
you're right.
Book of Ruth.
Book of
Ru
Ruth.
Book of Ruth, yeah.
It's a good one. It's very good, and so it does have this really impactful storyline, and I'm sure that that was part of what Tova was attracted to, is like, "I like this story so much that
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it." Be bold, send that email,
Mhm.
say the thing at the meet and greet. Film festivals had mentioned that, like, film festivals are a great place for, like, um bigger name actors will sometimes go with their own projects that they've directed, produced, whatever, written, because they're also wanting to stretch their creative wings.
Mhm.
And so when you're at a film festival with bigger names, it kind of does bring you all to the same level of like, oh, we're all just filmmakers here. And so you have that opportunity to walk up to somebody and be like, I loved your work, this your directing piece is good, make friends. And maybe that conversation isn't the one that's going to get them into your project, like with uh Hen's oh gosh, names are the hardest thing today. But I'm a shoe.
Ja Now you've got me to
Janet
lose it.
Varney. Janet
Janet
Varney.
Varney,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's been a long couple weeks. Janet Varney, like she made friends with her at the film festival they were at. They, went and saw each other's work and then went on like a hike together at one point. And that's the relationship that was brewing when Hen was working on But I'm a Shoe and was like, "Hey, do you want to be in my movie?" Like the boldness of Hen. I love her
Yeah.
so much. Yeah. Just like starting those relationships, the film festival is a great place to bring us all to the same, we're filmmakers
And I will
place.
say that's not one where it's necessarily offering Janet something she hasn't done,
That's true.
so a lot of those, that's the get. But no, it's just that Hen is a nice person and it was a good script.
Yeah.
I wanted it.
Yeah, you did.
We read it and I went, I want this part. And of course I didn't get it because Hen doesn't like me the way she likes Janet Varney, but
I
whatever.
don't think that's it. I think
Takeaway,
Janet was already attached by the time you read it, goofball.
takeaway.
Oh my god. And I love that if you oh my gosh, go back and watch the interview with Hen because Hen kept saying Natalie's least favorite sentence on the planet, which what's the worst that could happen? And that is actually good advice for everyone except for Natalie. Because if you ask and they say no, so what? They said no. But so what is the worst that could happen if you approach somebody, make friends with somebody and ask them to do your thing? They don't have time. They're too busy. It's not their jam. Whatever. And for Natalie, she's already scenarioing like 10 worst
Restraining
cases.
orders, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how you get there, but you do. You do. So being bold,
Uh,
because what is really the worst that can happen is being rejected. And well, our whole job is being rejected. So what's the difference? Oh my. And
I
then
I hate it.
and then another thing that like Natalie and I off camera, I think wound up talking about even more was once you get these people signed on, sometimes it takes a long time to get from the yes to being on set. Following up and staying in contact with them. Like how many times have you and I signed on to a project and then we didn't hear anything for months and we're like, I guess I'm still making this
Right.
project?
Like, that's what I want to just reiterate that as not even about your marquee casting, not
No,
about
just
just casting and crewing up in general. If you have people who are now attached and who have said yes, keep following up. Stay top of mind. Like, don't let it be 3 months before I find out, yes, we're still filming in November. Like, because I have other things that are popping up, and that's how you lose people.
it
That's
is.
how
It
you
is.
lose people. Now, you're still
Yeah.
gonna lose people. Don't get it twisted. You are
Mhm.
going to lose
Oh,
people. If you're not
100%.
doing, doesn't matter until you have, I mean, no, it doesn't matter because we hear about it all the time with these big budget films that someone was
Oh
attached and then
yeah.
something else came up and now they
Scheduling
don't like the
conflicts. Yeah.
person and now they what, like whatever
Whatever.
happens,
Yeah.
you are going to lose people. So
Hmm.
so
Embrace that.
have your ducks as much in a row as you can so that you're
Yeah.
only losing one or two.
And I know it may seem ridiculous to send an email where you have nothing really new to report about the project that you're working on. But as an actor, getting that email and go, okay, great, we're still doing the thing. Okay, great, we're still doing the thing.
Mhm.
Just send me an email that says like, hey, we're still planning on shooting in this month. We're working on these things in the background. Get back to you soon. Like just that
Yeah.
that tiny 2-second check-in. And like having been on both sides, I understand the hesitation of like bothering people with something where there's no new news report. But honestly, being on the other side of it, like you're not bothering me. I
No.
actually like to know that things are still kind of humming along and I don't need
Right.
to worry about it and it will pop up later.
Mhm. Yeah, I think you could just do a once a month if
Yeah.
you and, like, if it's a couple months, if it's a week from now, you don't need to bother,
No.
like but, like, it's when it's gonna be a couple months or it's been a year, like, you
Hmm.
should be checking back in periodically just to,
Yeah.
like, go, "Hey, we're still doing this," I'm still so excited. We've got I mean, if there's nothing to move forward on, just say, "Nothing
Uh-huh.
new to report, just wanted to keep you in the loop."
Yeah. Yeah. If you're having to flip the calendar over a page, send an email. Like that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. That's
There
that's
you
because
go.
that's when the reset happens. Like you and I schedule our months out. Like the September's already over, in case you guys were wondering. The month is done. I literally had that feeling last night. The month is done.
I have to tell you, so, those of you who listen to podcasts don't get to see that I have a different mug every episode, and I almost got a fall mug because September is over, and I was already on to my October fall mug.
Oh,
So,
yeah. When September hits, it's fall. I know
my
it's still hot. My brain's fall.
so
Yeah.
anyway, so don't also, hey, okay, thing number 27 when it comes to gathering people together. We're just gonna this isn't off topic. This is the topic.
This is the topic.
Do not wait till the last minute to reach out to see if someone's available because I
Oh
would
yeah.
love to do your project. I would
Uh-huh.
love to do your project. But when you reach out to me the week before thing with the hey, blah, 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 like I don't have time. That week's full. I do not have time to slot you in. So
Mm-hmm.
I do think for those bigger names as well, like
Gotta be.
mostly, unless lightning's going to strike and they have nothing going on that weekend, like they
Mm-hmm.
magically had nothing going on that weekend. Mostly they are booked up.
Yeah.
So at least 2 weeks at the
Yeah.
very least. And like I said, we're at a level where, people ask us to do stuff, but not Janet
Yeah.
Barney level,
Right.
So
Yeah. 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 Please. I would love to do your project. Please call me. I would, but give me like a month in advance because the month I'm already planning October right now. Natalie's
right,
month is currently open in October, so she's available for any of your bookings. But do it right now because I
because
guarantee in 2 weeks that
that
month is over.
calendar is full. That
That
calendar
calendar
is
is
full.
full.
Yeah.
That
Mhm.
month is over. And I can't imagine that anybody else at a level, our level or higher, being any different. Just because that is the nature of the beast.
Mm-mm.
We get busy. So yeah, staying connected and in contact with people is really helpful. Especially if it's going to be a while before you actually do the thing. I know actors are like once you got them signed on, it's like the last thing you think about because you're like, okay, that's handled. Go learn your lines. But just check in with us. It's very
Mhm.
helpful. Um, so for us, for our feature film, we are casting ourselves in the two lead roles, which is probably the biggest piece of insanity on the planet because it's not just like we're the lead in a feature film. We're the only two people in this feature film.
It is a lot. Like,
It's like,
I haven't even gotten to, like, really think that through,
yeah, no,
but we're doing a play basically that is just 2 women
basically.
on stage. It's
I
yeah.
want to, yeah, I just want to take a moment to let you all know that this was not out of vanity. This was out of, we wrote this project originally because we're like, we want to make something that we didn't need anybody else to do. Like, we wanted to make sure that, like, if we had to film it entirely by ourselves, because originally this was a web series, we had just kind of come off of a couple of short films that, like, the more people you add, yes, the project gets amazing, but it also slows the machine down. And we were in the thought process of like, let's make something that we can make. This is pre-pandemic, where we were like, let's write something that we could make it ourselves. We were like, we were going to build a bunker in your garage ourselves with wood. Like that was
Mhm.
the plan originally.
I think it's funny how it went from that, which is like, let's do the easiest thing we can think of, the most manageable thing we can think of, and now we have a fucking podcast so that we can make this movie that is blown up,
The
whatever.
world's
It's just
changing.
we're not good at, like, following through with, like, original intentions.
It's not always, sometimes, not always. Like, well, it just, as we continue to work on it, I mean, I'm very proud of the script now. Like,
Mhm.
for a first feature film writing, I think we did a darn good job. Like, there are notes that I think are valid notes for a feature film, but we're making an indie. So I
Mhm.
stand by our work. And like, I also think that we're gonna blow this up to the appropriate level of blowing up. Like we're not gonna let it get too big. So originally we wrote this so that we could make this entirely ourselves. And that means that we're doing all of the talking in every scene. I've been doing the breakdowns and I'm like, oh look, a scene where it's just Natalie. Oh, thank God. Like, and it's like a quarter of a page.
I
Like,
know.
yeah,
Well, there's
it's
the only, like, respite you will have, because Tara is the lead, and there's a
right.
secondary lead that is Tara's voiceover.
Yes.
So, I have 3rd billing, actually.
No, actually, no, you are too. The voiceover is third on the call sheet, but it is on the call sheet because there's so much voiceover that I had to like denote it because we need to know when are those
Mhm.
days because it's just, keep
Those will
that
be
in
a
mind.
little bit easier. You just
Yeah,
have to react to the voice
sit
in your
there,
head.
do this, like
Actually, I have
move
no
my
idea
eyes
how
back
we're
and
gonna
forth.
work that out, like,
I don't know.
but
That's Mike's
hey,
problem.
hey, it's a
Hey,
problem for
that's a
another day.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Come on, Scarlett O'Hara. That is tomorrow's problem. When did I
Uh,
become Scarlett? So we were desperate to find somebody to talk to, on the show or not, somebody else who we had did the insane thing of casting themselves in a lead. And we got so lucky when we went to the Waco Indie Film Festival because we watched a musical that is going to be, I stand by this, a cult classic film. If you are a fan of the South Park guys, Trey Parker, Matt Stone, Cannibal the Musical, this moving Peeping Todd is a musical about a peeping Tom
Tom.
named Todd.
Yeah,
And
it's hard.
it's so good, but it stars Chris Allen Evans, who is the lead, and he's singing and dancing, and that is the same level of insanity in my mind. If you're gonna cast yourself as a lead in a musical where now you have to learn dance numbers and songs and act, and you wrote it and you're producing it, like, I wanna talk to you because that is the same level of madness as casting ourselves in our own feature film. We're the only thing in it. So we had
Mhm.
a great conversation with him last week. I'm so glad we got him on the show, and I'm actually really I wanna be this man's friend because he is just the nicest guy on the
Yeah.
planet. Like, if you are in Shreveport, Louisiana, and you're looking for an actor, I highly recommend Chris Allen Evans because he's phenomenally talented and such a cool guy. So nice.
Mhm, mhm.
So one of the like big takeaways for me, he just said it in passing, and my brain just you can if you watch the podcast live, my brain just you could see my eyes light up and just grab onto these 2 words and just go, "Oh, I love that idea."
Mhm.
He said, he learned to be aggressively selfish, and not in that, like, I'm important, I need all these things, I need things to be special and whatever. No, no, aggressively selfish in protection of the job of the actor,
Right.
because it does serve the project.
Yeah, his point on that was, we were asking, how did you wear all these hats and how did you manage that once you got on set? And he was specifically about, like, I had to learn to be aggressively selfish with the acting and taking the time to learn the lines and
Mhm.
not be pulled in a different direction, and all of that ahead of time, so that when he got on set, he could be pulled away for he
Yeah.
the lines well enough that if something goes wrong, it's not going to mess you up. You know the lines well enough that if you have to, like, turn around and turn on your writer brain, it's not going to screw you up to, like,
Mhm.
rearrange this or shoot this out of order or whatever.
Right.
Because I mean, And Tara and I don't know how it happened, but we're the exact opposite. We have always been the exact opposite. We have neglected our acting
Yeah.
because we're wearing a producer hat, because we're wearing a costumer hat,
Mhm.
because we're, whatever it happens to be on set, that we have neglected the other part. And
Yeah.
I think it's amazing that anybody thinks we can act
Oh my
because
god, yeah. I like I mean, you and I have been actively trying to learn this lesson, and I think it comes from a good place because I think it's that we wanna make sure everybody else is taken care of, everything else is taken care of before we take care of
Mhm,
ourselves, and it feels selfish to be like, "I gotta learn my lines," like, so I think it's coming from a good place of making sure that everybody else at the party is having a good time.
mhm,
However, one of the main things that people judge a movie on is how good is the acting. If our acting stinks, then it makes the movie
mhm,
seem bad. So we're actually doing a disservice to the film by not well, there's one that I always think about, like, I should have gotten, like, at least 4 more hours of sleep before my day of shooting because, like, I no one else really sees it but me, but I think I look so tired in these scenes, and I was like, "I've gotta learn the lesson." That's the project. I learned the lesson of I need to have somebody else to put the producer hat on the day of because I need to pass off some of these tasks, these thoughts, these
mhm.
needs, and protect the role of the actor so that the actor me can do a good job to honor everybody else's hard work, if that makes sense.
And I think a lot of that is still preparation,
Definitely.
because if you gave yourself a little bit more time on the prep,
Mhm.
now some of these things are going to come up. That is, I
Of
mean, that
course.
is the role of a producer,
Yeah.
is that you're there because things are going to come up. Nothing goes according to plan.
No.
Uh, at least 50% of it does not. So there's a lot of it you can't manage.
Right.
However, knowing that there's a lot of it you can't manage, getting front loading and getting more stuff done. I think that
Mhm.
there's like uh, one of the bigger, I mean, having a contingency plan for everything already. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah, that's one thing. Yeah.
overthink it,
Yeah.
honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I look back to when we were scrambling in the middle of the night trying to find, a new Hazel for Imaginary
Uh-huh,
Friends. Like,
yeah,
we coulda had a backup in mind.
yeah.
We didn't. So when we filmed Social Anxiety, we this was during the height of COVID, right? I mean, not the height of COVID, this was
Mhm.
at the tail end of
The
COVID,
tail end, yeah,
and
yeah.
but the height of COVID protocols. So
Right.
everyone had to get COVID tests on set. Um, and that was so scary because if someone tested positive, we had to send them home.
Mhm.
So I went through and made a contingency plan for every human on that set.
Uh-huh,
It's like,
yeah.
who am I going to call if this person's not available? If this person's not available, we ask Charlie. If this person's not available, we ask,
Mhm,
and literally the only two people that we couldn't replace were myself.
mhm.
Was it just me?
I think it's just you. You're the only one because we could easily replace me,
I
like,
think
and
I think Paula was the option. Like, she
yeah,
was gonna be
uh-huh.
there, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, there was me. Because, like,
yeah,
even our
you.
director, like, Jason didn't know it, but I was planning on calling Mitch Yapko in.
Tell him. Yeah.
No, he's
Yeah.
gonna
Oh,
find
yeah.
out.
Now we
Like,
know. Now we
I was
know.
like,
No, and I think that was fair. I mean, that was an extreme case of,
"Mhm,
like, planning for everything, but that's what you should do is plan for every possibility that's gonna go wrong because things are gonna go wrong day of,
mhm,
but also, like, spending that level of preparedness on the acting portion of it as well. Like, I think I'm gonna start learning my
yeah,
lines
mhm,
this month. I say these things, but, like, there are monologues in there that I can go ahead and start learning now. Luckily, some of my stuff is gonna be done in a voiceover booth, so I
yeah,
am really happy about that. But there
mhm,
is a fair amount of lines that I can start learning those lines now. They're not gonna change. I might as well start working on that.
no,
We won't be filming probably till the top of next year. I might as well just start now. Why not? You have that
yeah."
giant not to tell you what to do, but as you do whatever you want, I will never tell you what to do, but da, da, da. But, as an actor, like, hey, you've got a giant monologue coming up. Start there. That way you don't have to worry about that monologue day. That way that day isn't looming as the scariest day on the planet.
See,
Meanwhile,
that one
you're
actually
cooking
sounds like the
sandwiches.
easiest. It's
Does
the
it?
easiest part I have because it really is just a a train of thought rant.
That's true. That's
And
true.
if I mess it up, it's not a big deal. Like,
That's
it
true.
is a drunken train of thought rant. Like, the more I have it memorized, the worse it's going to get.
Probably, yeah. You probably actually just could do it because you follow your own line of thought when we actually
Yeah.
originally wrote it, like, that
Mhm.
just follow your own
Yeah.
weird thought about zombies, and I'm sure you'll be fine.
We're just actually gonna get me drunk and get me talking about
Yeah, that's a
zombies, and
great
that's how
idea.
we're filming that. Yeah.
Well, also, I think you've been filming a lot lately and a lot more emotional work. So speaking of like the acting stuff, like we had a conversation off camera one day where we were talking about you were working on something very emotional and you had the realization that as an actor, you're now knowing you need the time to get to certain emotions as well and
Right.
how not to like break how to craft the world so you're not being pulled away from those emotions to put on a
Mhm.
producer hat. Like, that's
Right.
hard too. Yeah, if you're
Well,
like
100%. The scenes that I have to cry in
yeah,
this and have my breakdown, we're there. I can't be in charge of wardrobe also. I can't be
no.
doing last looks. I can't be doing, no.
Mm-mm.
And
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
2 parts, but like honestly, mm-mm. Nope.
No, yeah. Well, and Chris, like, mentioned that, like, he was like, "On the days that I was doing the singing and dancing," and this is where the aggressively selfish I'm gonna have to be aggressively selfish these days and not put on that producer hat at all because I gotta
Mm,
focus on the singing and the dance number so I can get it right as quickly as possible, like and I was like, "That is a really good point," like,
yeah.
there's gonna be some times and some scenes where, like, you as the actor are gonna have to be very emotional, and you can't put on that hat and go, "Oh, no, our lunch plans fell through, I gotta find burritos now," because now I'm not
Right.
gonna be able to cry on
No.
cue. So, like,
Absolutely.
knowing that I need this time, this is the day I'm gonna have to like, any problems, don't tell me about them today, because like,
Mhm.
this day is a crying day. I cannot leave this headspace,
Yeah.
or else my acting will suffer. And I don't think that that's prima donna-y. Again, I think that that is doing a good job as the actor is honoring everybody else's hard work on that set, because if you don't nail your acting, then what are we all doing here? Like,
Right.
the
Yeah.
movie's
You're
just
gonna
not gonna be as good.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I think that's, that's a side topic there, but I think there's important like communications between director and actor
Yeah.
of what you need to get to those moments.
Mhm.
Like if you and we might talk about this next week or some
Oh,
other time
yeah.
in the future. But yeah, what you just good communication between a director and your actor, and especially if you're got multiple hats. Like
Mhm.
Mike and I are going to have a conversation of like, hey, this is what I need to get these scenes to where we want them. Like, leave me alone.
Mhm.
Like,
But yeah,
like,
I
just
think that's gonna be a fair discussion and like
yeah,
a meeting sometime soon is like, "Hey, when I on the crying day, that's the day I know I need XYZ and I can't put on this hat and don't talk to me because else I'll lose my sad train of thought. I need my
yeah.
sad train of thought."
We're talking about that with the sad train of thought or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not an actor who can cry on cue. I
I'm
can
not either.
look like I mean, I can be
I can get
sad
there
and I can
emotionally.
yeah,
Yeah.
I can't bring the tears. I can get them to well up in my eye. I cannot
Mhm.
actually get them to physically drop. So to get to that point where there's actual tears physically dropping from my eyes.
Mhm.
Now, actually, I think in this one we could just use some drops. But
Yeah,
whatever.
comedy, it's
Um,
different.
well, also, we're cutting to it. It's not
Yeah,
happening in the moment,
exactly.
so,
Yeah.
like, whatever. However, to get to that point takes a long time for me. I can get there, I just need to, like
Mhm.
and then once I'm there, we better be ready to
Let's
film.
go. Yeah.
Like, "Let's
Yeah, I
go."
definitely,
Like
like I did not come in this world the actor that could cry on cue. I have had enough life experiences now that I can do the whole Meisner, let's go back, and I know the doors to enter to get
no,
there,
I still can't
but
do that.
once I get in that door, like, for me to stay there and, like,
Mhm.
to do the crying and to be there, like, I gotta have a little bubble around me because I don't once I leave, it's really hard to get back in, and I
Oh,
don't wanna go back there because
well
those are not fun rooms to be in.
so that's funny, like, I can't do that. Like,
Yeah.
it's very similar to how my brain goes when someone says, "What's the worst that can happen?" Like, I am too analytical with those kind of things, so w once if we're
Oh.
doing the Meisner type of, like,
Yeah.
open "Remember the time that your puppy died," type of thing,
Yeah.
like, I'm like my brain is having a conversation about how stupid this is in the background the entire time. Like, I
Mhm.
can't just access that. I can't
Yeah, yeah.
access that without, like, my brain going, "This is dumb. What are we
Yeah.
doing?" This is stupid.
Oh
Just,
yeah, I see
yeah,
that. Yeah,
like,
totally.
so
Yeah.
I have to pull it up. I have to actually just like internally beat the shit out of myself.
Yeah.
Like that is how I have to do it, which is also not fun.
Winona Ryder.
Is that
Winona
what she
Ryder,
does?
Bram Stoker. Well, no, she didn't. But Bram Stoker's Dracula, Winona Ryder. The scene where she's up against the wall crying. Apparently, like they literally just talked shit to her for like a couple hours to get her in the emotional place to do that. And I was
That
like,
is That
yeah,
is, yeah, like I have to like for Obit, which I'm still not happy with that performance, but there's other reasons for that. Like in order to get to that part, I was in my head just telling myself I sucked. Like just over and over again.
yeah,
You fucking suck. You're not good at this. You're terrible. Like I can see that now. I can kind of like
yeah.
feel like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, imposter syndrome. Just break down the walls of the
Oh.
imposter syndrome, and that's how
Mm-hmm.
it's fun too. Also
Oh,
fun.
yeah. Yeah, the
But
miser
yeah.
thing never worked in college. I could not understand it, couldn't do it, and then enough life has happened now that, like, I'm like, all I gotta do is there's just a couple of things I gotta do, and I'm like, "Yep, back there," and now I just kinda, like, keep putting them in the same little box in my brain. The new one, "Oh,
Mm,
this new one goes in here too. You stay
yeah.
there." Like, they don't always work, but there'll be one in that box that will work.
It's similar to, counting sheep. Like, I
Okay.
can't like, the idea of counting sheep, like, you try to do something like that, and suddenly they're wearing top hats. Like, my brain is just gonna make this into something else
Yeah.
that's like it's like, I can't just this is boring as the sheeps bounce across. Now the sheep are having a conversation with each other. Like, the overactive imagination does not like, my
Yeah.
brain's like, this is not real. This is not we're not doing this."
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but so it's all knowing all that is, like, so important if you're trying to do what we're doing, this insane thing we're doing of being in your own feature film, like, I don't think it's something you shouldn't do. I do think it's something that if you're gonna tread down this path, like, prepare yourself as much as humanly possible, research as much as humanly possible how to do this and
Mhm.
be successful. Otherwise, you're gonna be throwing all this time, money, and energy and attention to something, and you're not gonna do your best work, and the whole point is to make the best movie humanly possible, and for
Mhm.
your own selfish reasons, have a piece of work that where you're doing the best acting you possibly can because, you and I started doing writing and whatnot because no one was casting us, and we're like, "Well, we'll just cast ourselves and move the needle that way and help
Mhm.
our careers that way," and so far so good. It's going great. Doing
I
great.
would I would say if you're thinking about casting yourself in your own feature, I would definitely recommend doing a short first
Yeah.
and figuring out what
Good
that entails,
Yeah.
you know,
Oh, know what
and
you need. Yeah.
and and passing off as much as you can in the initial. Like don't plan on producing and costuming and blah blah blah.
Mhm.
If you can, if also, though, just make the art. Like, if
Yeah,
this is
just
what
make
it
the
is,
art.
if this is what it is, do it. But,
Do it.
like, if you can pass off whatever catering, phone calls you can because it's not easy to juggle
Yeah,
all
it's
the
a lot.
things.
It's a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah, there's only so many hats that fit on your head, even when you're stacking them artfully. Oh, so for us right now, it turns out we are still in this we're wrapping out our casting process right now. We're still in our development process. We are still looking for money. We're still doing all those things. This podcast is truly in time with us. We just had a meeting with our team yesterday, which was a good meeting. I feel every time we meet, I feel like we're moving forward. Sometimes small steps, but we are moving forward. One of the big things we talked about this week actually that's on our to-do list now is over the weekend I went to a film festival and one of the pieces of advice that it came across from an industry person was the starting your marketing for your feature film before you even start production. And I was like, you are so right. Right now, you and I are really working hard on the script competitions and film festivals for the script.
Mhm.
And although we're doing great building momentum on our own Instagram account, we've thought about maybe we need to start an Instagram account for the feature film.
Yeah. In the past, Tara and I have decided to have just one account for all of our short films because
Mhm.
we started a separate one when we did Imaginary Friends, and then you just lose all those people when you do the
Yeah,
next one.
yeah,
So put them all under Natalientara, whatever. So
Yeah.
we branded that way, and we've been doing everything. But a feature
That's
is probably we're probably going to eventually make an Instagram for it anyway, and it's probably eventually going to have those things.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we have a podcast about this thing that is fodder to go and put onto that thing.
Yeah.
So and thank
Yeah.
you, Instagram, for making life a little bit easier with collabs
Oh my gosh,
and
thank you.
reposting now. The first time they've changed something that I am
I
not like
know. The first
not
thing I'm like,
upset
"This
with.
was good." Yeah, this
Yeah.
was good. Good, well done, Instagram, well
So
done.
so yeah, I mean, I was like, we did start marketing. We started a podcast.
Yeah,
That
we
was,
did
I mean,
actually.
we didn't not do it, you know?
Right, that's true.
Like,
We did do it. Yeah, that's true.
but we're probably, I think the big takeaway is we're probably going to have to start an Instagram for that as well, which will just be
Yeah.
cross-pollinated for now. But that was a bit different conversation, because that
Yeah.
means we have to settle on some branding. Like, we
Yep.
do have to settle on some. Now things can shift. You can
Mhm.
rebrand, but the fewer times you have to, the better.
The
Like,
better.
you want the
Yeah.
brand recognition, and so
Yeah, you want that
settling the
repetition.
title, settling the
Yeah.
color scheme, settling
Yeah.
the font, settling the, like, so it's just another layer of work that's not, I mean, we've
Mhm.
got a lot of the legwork done with
Yeah,
the deck. I think a
deck.
lot of that can transfer over. Those are
I think
fonts that
so.
we're
Yeah.
happy with, that if we go anywhere different from those fonts, it'll probably not be a huge change. So using those for now. Anyway, that's where we're at
Yeah.
with we're at the like, okay, let's start getting our boots on the ground marketing. And
Yeah.
Allison already did with, like, putting out press releases. She's
She
already
did, yeah.
started,
That's where I started, yeah.
and
Bless that woman. Bless
mhm,
that one. I will say this every podcast. Bless Allison. She's dealing with the lawyers and the LLC stuff right now. I
mhm,
love her so much that we don't have to do
mhm,
that, because you and I both are just like, "Mm-mm,
mm-mm.
no." I sometimes am in the mood to deal with that kinda thing, but
Yeah.
today, Tara is not wanting to deal with it.
And I do think there's been something of this team being so close at this point in time
Mhm.
that you and I have no bandwidth right now to be moving the
No,
needle forward, but Allison does, and I don't think Mike does.
bless her.
Mike, I think
Yeah,
Mike does again, but for a while there, Mike didn't. So there's
yeah.
one of us always inching us forward, at
That is
least,
so true. Yeah, we're
so
always
that's good.
like just a little, and I think like you do enough inches forward and you look back and you've gone miles. So like
Mhm.
it's those inches are worth it. And God bless
Yeah.
everybody in this team, like that one of us is able to do something every week
Mhm.
to get us going forward. And that's a huge lesson to anybody and everybody. Taking one bite is better than trying to eat the whole sandwich at once. Just little bites at a time.
Although I did joke the other day during our meeting, because this is how the world works, is I've got nothing going on in October. You know what it means? Is by the end of October, we're filming this thing. Like, it means the money's fallen into place. Choo, 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 choo. Like, that is just, I would not be surprised. I would not be
That is a good
surprised if
problem
it's
to have.
January before we're filming. I would also not be surprised if suddenly magic hit, and because we have been doing the Let Lightning Strike
Oh yeah.
prep. We're ready for lightning to strike.
We're ready. Yeah. That would be a good problem to have, and I would absolutely embrace that level of crazy. But before that happens, can I have a week of sleep? Like, I'm so tired.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Fine. Great. Let's do it. But I need some sleep first. If that happens, I'm taking a week off work and I'm sleeping,
Mhm.
and then we can
While
start
you're
doing that
memorizing lines.
while I'm memorizing. That's all I'm gonna do for a week. And day job, you will understand. I'm telling you, you're going to understand. Anyway, so it's been a really productive round of talking about casting and stuff. I'm glad we took the time, even though we aren't doing casting. I'm glad we took the time to talk about that topic a little bit, because it was really eye opening and a lot of fun, and we finally got to ask some great questions of people that I think they're gonna serve us as the
And
years
yeah,
go
we'll
on.
use them on the next one for sure.
Absolutely, because this is not the last movie we're making.
And like I've said, like, it carries over into crewing up as well. A
Yeah,
lot of that stuff will carry over into your crew and getting your DP and your
yeah.
director and cha,
That's
so.
coming up. That crewing
Mhm.
up is coming up. All right, we're gonna start inching our way to the end of this episode. Before we do, let's do an Abby Singer.
I
Little.
I got you an Abby Singer here. It's a really
I guess
short
you
one
Abby Singer.
today, and
Okay,
we're totally just not in alphabetical at this point in time. It's just whatever I find. We went through the alphabet. I used
that's
all the
fine.
ones that I liked, and then I tried to go
There
back
are
to the
no
beginning,
rules.
and there's no more rules, that's for sure. This one, I'm gonna guess that you know this, but I had never heard this. and it
Okay.
makes sense. Hot brick. Do you know what hot brick is?
I've never heard that, and that sounds so
Okay.
inappropriate. What is it? I don't know.
What?
I think of the scene in How to Be Single where rum and diet is a thing. Just continue.
Hot brick is a fully charged walkie-talkie battery.
I love
That
walkie-talkies. Let me tell you, first off, I bought my own set of walkie-talkies for my personal producing world,
yeah,
but I've never heard that. I love it. That's
a hot
amazing.
brick. I wanna use it for
Fantastic.
all of charged items,
I
like, at this point in time. Why does it have to be a
change
walkie-talkie?
approved.
I have
Change
batteries
approved.
for everything, so let's go
Change
with
approved.
you got a hot brick for me?
Change approved. I'm here for that. I'm so here for that. That's great. You heard it all. You heard it here first, guys. We're changing
Uh,
things in the industry.
hot brick.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. Oh, Abby Singer, one of my favorite days of the week. All right. If you are, before we go, if you are tuning into this podcast live, we do this live on YouTube. You're watching us now. There's a feature called a super chat, and the super chat, you can send us monies. And all of those super chat monies that you guys send us, we are putting directly into making the feature film. We're putting them in a little thing. As soon as we get our little LLC put together, we'll get a little bank put together, and then we're gonna start putting the little funds in that little bank account. So that's what's going on right now. So if you are out there in the YouTube space, super chat us. If you don't want to go the super chat route, we got you, boo. We got a PayPal. We got a link below for that as well. You can send us, no amount is too small. $5, $10. We'll take it because every tiny bit helps. But there's a lot of bricks we got to buy to charge it.
It's
That's
true.
a line item. Batteries is a line item. It
Mhm.
is. And you don't think of it when you're making your budget. And then you're like, but we need
Oh,
batteries.
shoot. I need a lot of batteries, yeah.
Yeah, your $5 can help cover some serious battery action, and we burn through those during production. Also, if you want to be an investor, if you want to go bigger than $5, bigger than batteries, we're here for that. We got a link
Mhm.
below. We got an email address. Email us to talk about being an investor. We have a deck that we can send you. We are prepared
Mhm.
for that conversation with you.
Even if you just kind of maybe think you wanna be an investor, you
Yeah.
don't wanna commit to it, we will send you the deck. You can
Yeah.
look it over and then be wowed and go, "Oh, well, now I do want to be an investor." Or, "Hey, I'm gonna go out on another limb here. You got any rich friends who wanna get
Oh my
into
gosh.
making a movie? I am
Yeah.
there for that too." Allison loves to talk to people about it.
Loves to talk to. Will take that first phone call with the personality. Allison will come in with the second phone
Uh.
call with all the information. We got you, boo. We got you. We're very excited. So join us on this adventure, financially speaking. And we so appreciate every denomination that has come in thus far and will be coming in. We've learned now that every little bit makes a difference, every tiny little scrap forward. And we love you so much. And thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Next week, we're gonna do a wild card episode, guys. We every once in a blue moon, we're gonna do these. We got enough little pieces of things that we want to talk about that we have a compiled episode. One of the key things we're gonna be talking about next week is the festival experience, the script competition experience. We've had a little bit of traction and experience with this, and we just want to take a
Mhm.
moment to talk about that. And we're about to head to a festival. So there's some
Mhm.
stuff that we want to cover, along with a whole slew of grab bag things to talk about. We have a list of things. So join us next week for that. It's going to be an all over the place conversation, which I think are the more fun conversations between you and I. When
Just general filmmaking
just
conversation.
general raillery. It's going to be great. We are going to take some time off to do said film festival. So I'm just going to remind you all out there who watch this live or who catch up later, just to know that we're going to be taking a break. We haven't stopped doing it. We're going to come back. I know a lot of podcasts just kind of go away. Not this podcast. This podcast will be back. This is
We're in it
designed
for the
for it.
long haul. If you know anything about Tara and I,
We do things for forever.
yeah, oh, we need some more
Facts.
bite-sized stuff.
We've already talked about distribution episodes, so like we're here, but this is a designed break. We're gonna take a little break so that we can go tackle the film festival stuff we got to do, and then we'll be back, and we'll be back. We're already working on the arc for the episodes coming back. So
Some interesting stuff coming up.
we've
Yeah.
already got
Mhm.
some really cool stuff lined up. So that's gonna be really fun. So if you are listening to this podcast, or no, actually, if you're
No, opposite.
watching this, yeah,
Mhm.
reverse that. If you're watching this live on YouTube and you're like, man, the audio is all over the place, it's because we're doing it live, folks. We do this sucker live, but we do take it in, process it. Natalie does some magic editing stuff.
Just lovely things, get rid of some of that background,
Oh
sweeten it
God.
up, you know?
Anyway, check it out on the podcast, wherever you find your podcast with sweet, sweet sounding audio. So then you can do the dishes, do a little gardening while you listen to our conversation about filmmaking and get some inspiration about your film. So if you want to podcast this instead of live, you found us live on the YouTube and you're like, man, I would love to do something else right now instead of watch you two. Go grab it on the podcast. Everywhere you find your podcast, our podcast with that sweet, sweet audio, it's going to be there for you. We usually kick that sucker out on the Thursday, sometimes Friday morning after the podcast, just depending on how much audio work Natalie has to do. Because
Just
this
depends on how
audio's
bad the live stream was.
yeah, audio's hard. It's really hard. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. We'll see you all next week, and stay safe out there and make some movies, guys. I just
Damn.
did the biggest stretch off screen. Like the second we were done, like I need a nap and a stretch
Oh
right
my
now.
goodness, right?
Welcome to the credit cookie, guys. This is the after show portion where we talk directly to you guys, old school style.
We
Those of
both
you in
lean
the
back in our chairs and
oh
get a little
god,
bit more
do this.
comfortable.
Wait, no, before we start, I want to see that mug. You mentioned your
It's
mug.
very it's look at this little beautiful
I'm in love with that
it's
one.
a, I don't know, it's a house. I think there's a
Okay.
water what do
It's
you
kind
call
of
it? It's like a
floral.
water mill type
Oh,
thing, and
that's my fave.
there's a bridge. I can't really tell.
I love
I
it.
don't know, it's pretty. It
Yep.
doesn't hold much.
No, it doesn't. It's small. I have several smaller mugs in my life that I just love the look of,
Mhm.
and I will pour the first half of the cup of coffee, and then I move on to the actual size cups that I use in life, which is, yeah,
That's what I had Justin bring me one in the
in
regular,
the
and
real
then I
mug.
poured some in here just to honor the
Ugh,
fucking gimmick,
it's so
the
cute.
shtick that I'm doing.
Worth it. I like that mug. That's a good
Mm.
mug.
I'm
You
running
really,
out because I'm not making candles, so I'm not
yeah.
buying any either. So,
So if you stop
what do you
seeing new mugs, guys, then Natalie's right. Well, you're busy doing the thing you're supposed to be doing, which is making
right.
a movie. Like your
Mhm. Yeah.
weekends, Natalie's weekends are zapped. They are making a movie every weekend. So you haven't been to the market in a red hot minute to do that.
No, and I won't be back until October. So I don't know when I right now I'm like, okay, wait, I need to gather my fall mugs
Oh yeah.
because they are in storage.
Mhm,
Gather my fall mugs with the plan of when I get back from Gig Harbor,
mhm.
I make a shit ton of fall mugs so that they're
Okay.
out. Because like my first market,
Yeah.
it's gonna be October, and I don't
Right.
have
Yeah.
time between now and then to make candles.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Blah blah blah
Gotta
blah
start
blah.
collecting. Oh, where are we going? Oh, we're going to Gig. I was like, 'cause sometimes when we go to Dubuque, we go to the thrift store and I
Yeah,
always check out the mug situation there. That's where I got that really amazing mug with the mustache
yeah.
protector. I loved that mug. It
I
broke.
wonder. Okay, really off topic. I
Uh-huh.
wonder if if there's a thrift store we can get to in Gig Harbor because we're
Yeah.
staying an extra day, but it's a Sunday, so they might be closed. But
We'll have to look. We'll have to do some research.
I
Yeah,
remember wasn't there a Goodwill not too far?
maybe. Is Toby still gonna be there on Sunday?
I don't know.
I
I'll
don't know. We'll
find out.
figure it out. We'll figure it
Mhm.
out. We'll figure it out.
So, guys, we might be going. It doesn't help. I still need to find time to make the damn candles.
No,
I
that's
have
true.
them. I do have a bin that is full of
Yeah, that's
Christmas
true. You do.
and fall that was just wait.
Mhm.
I was like, there's no reason to keep them in the house. I put them in the storage. Um, okay, yeah, yeah. That's a
So tired.
problem for another day.
That's a tomorrow and Natalie problem. You and I are so excited. You and I logged in today to do this podcast, and the both of us, the first thing, I'm so tired.
Mm-hmm.
Just so tired. We are all engines go. Oh, tonight though, you're doing something fun.
I am. I mean, I
I'm
don't know.
excited.
It's fun, but I'm also like really nervous.
Yeah.
I am hosting the Q&A for it's the 40th anniversary. This year is the 40th anniversary of Better Off Dead being released into the theater, which is actually like August 29th or something. Anyway, so we're really close to it. Diane Franklin is coming to a screening. She played Monique, the French exchange student,
Uh-huh.
and I got asked to host the Q&A for it, which is a little nerve-wracking. And so I didn't prepare for today's episode because I was preparing for the
You
thing
were busy. Yeah.
tonight.
Yeah.
I have to have questions. I have them. But also, like, it's obviously supposed to be about Better Off Dead, but we wanted to like touch on her career as well. And so I had to
Mhm.
go do some research.
Yeah.
Um,
Which is so cool. I'm excited. Natalie is a huge Better Off Dead fan. Like that
oh
is
yeah.
a pivotal s-
Oh
marker
yeah.
in your life is that
Mhm.
film. Yeah.
And
So
and and it generationally, I was part I'm gonna open with, gushing a little bit is already my plan. And part of it is that, I don't know how many times in my life my mother has grabbed my cheeks and said, "Christmas," like, because that was a movie in our family, like, probably more than they did on set. Have my cheeks been grabbed? My mom wants to say, "Christmas," like,
yeah.
anyway, so we're, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. I'm looking forward to it, but also, and it's a warm up because now I'm hosting the Q&A for the Bob
Right.
Mackey
Which
thing
is also exciting.
in Gig Harbor, which
Mhm.
that one's much more nerve-wracking, not because of the person necessarily, because of the location. Like, I don't
The
know,
size
like,
of the crowd. It's a big crowd.
and it's also like they it's they carry themselves a little bit differently. Like,
Mhm. Yeah.
Gig Harbor has a uh I don't even know how to describe it because they love us and we are so all over the place. But they,
Yeah.
in between that, want the prestige, but then they also love the wackiness of Natalientara. So,
Yeah. Yeah. They're very put together. They're very
mhm,
it's like fine dining is the best way I can relate
mhm.
to it, and we are just this wacky thing that comes in and disrupts the
Yeah, the
elegance that
Tasmanian
they've got.
devils that kind
Yeah.
of like scroll through, like, I don't know.
They for
Yeah.
some reason like us. I've always been like, I'm here for it because I like you guys. Like, I think you
Yeah.
guys are awesome. I love the Kiwanis. I love everything you guys are doing. I love the parties. Like, it's so much fun. But
Mhm.
like, I'm like, but you like us? Like, really? Like,
It's
we're kind of off
so
the wall.
it does like it betrays the moment often, us being the way we are, like, and
Yeah.
we hosted the award show last year and we were wackadoo, like, because there's the only way to do it was to be
Yeah.
wackadoo,
That was, yeah,
and
the only option.
there was no way they were inviting us back to do
Yeah.
that,
I thought for sure. No way.
and they did. Not just last time, it was like a last minute thing,
Mhm.
like, "Would you please come? We don't have someone, how about you?" This time it was like a couple months in advance, "Hey, would you guys do it again?" I'm like,
Uh-huh.
"Are you sure?"
Are you
Anyway,
sure?
so
Did you
that,
really
like,
wanna, like, give us that much heads up? Because now we're like, "What's our gimmick?"
yeah, so that, like, that's a different, that the dynamic there. Also, that's one of my boss, like, that's a
Yeah.
boss. Whereas, um and actually, I think Adam, who is in charge of the Desertscape Film Festival, Film Alliance of Southern Utah, I don't know what the acronym is. There's they do the screenings once a month down here in St. George, and they're the ones putting on this event.
Mhm.
Um, Adam he's a nice, I love Adam. I adore him, but he does have a little bit of that, like, no, I'm gonna ask real questions. He sent me questions and I'm like, oh, these are worded so good. Like, I'm not, I mean, I came up with my own questions. Some of these are so much better than mine. And I was like,
Mhm.
but like,
But I want this answer.
structured. Like, you're
Yeah.
very structured. This is not at all. I mean, like, I busted out this from storage. I have this hat that I'm going
Oh,
I have to
yes.
re-glue on the
Mhm.
I've got my,
Yep.
so I'm gonna wear this
Amazing.
to
Yeah.
do the Q&A. But
It's amazing.
anyway,
So good. So funny.
yeah.
John Rogers just got notified from AFF that the script made the top 20%. Congratulations. That's amazing.
For what was it?
AFF, I think that's American Film something. What's AFF, John? I'm drawing conclusions, but they might be correct. But anyways, top 20% for your script is like, congrats. That's amazing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of scripts out there.
There's a
A lot of
lot
people
of
are writing.
things.
Oh my goodness, so many scripts.
Mhm.
Uh,
Austin
yeah,
Film
congratulations.
Festival.
Awesome film. Oh, yay!
We didn't
Cool.
submit to Austin Film Festival.
No, we didn't. We did Austin Under the Stars.
I
Um,
feel like we did something else for Austin Film Festival, though. No, Austin we
Ooh,
did Austin Revolution. For some
yeah,
reason, Austin Film Festival, I was like, the is it mostly short films maybe? I don't remember. There was
maybe.
some reason that we didn't submit to that one because
Right. Yeah, because we were being very selective with our script competition submissions and stuff. We were like really doing some research because it felt very much like we were back at the Imaginary Friends time on film festivals, and we're like trying to figure out like, do we fit what they're looking for? Do they like our kind of
Mhm.
work? 11,000 submissions, John.
Holy
Congratulations.
cow.
That
Yeah.
is freaking cool. Congrats. I mean, any little piece of hooray like that you get in this industry is just worth hooray. Hooray, because it's so hard to like
Mhm.
move the needle, even the slightest bit, get noticed, all that stuff. So I'm a big let's celebrate the moment, even if the moment seems small to somebody else, whatever.
You know,
Amazing.
I was thinking about that. I often, um I discount people's, wins,
Mhm.
and not for them necessarily. Like, often it's like, you know, someone has their premiere of something. I'm like, congratulations. Like, cause that is like, and sometimes I can recognize it in the moment, but then often I'll even like with me, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's just another film festival. Like, because we've been
Mhm.
in so many film festivals
Yes.
that I do take it for granted. And then every once in a
Mhm.
while, one pops up that, that like I get excited about again, or, you know,
Right,
a
yeah.
project does. But, you know, you get so many rejections and so many acceptances and so many that like you
Mhm.
get jaded to a degree.
Yeah. Well,
I,
the
you know,
rejections is like pile up against the wins, and they seem that you make them mean more against the like. Well, yeah, I got into this film festival, but this many film festivals rejected me, and that has more weight than this does because
right.
there's more of that than this. You know, I've
Mhm.
been rejected more times than I've been said yes. So like, I'm really not that good. I just got lucky on this one. Like that's
Yeah.
a weird logic that happens in
Mhm.
your head, which is not true. Like it's all amazing, but you do get jaded. You get not just jaded, you get tired. Like
Yeah.
as I was the one of the days that I was like laying on the floor crying because I was so busy. And
You
it's just
don't
me.
have time for a
It's
breakdown.
me
That's
being
my thought
dramatic.
process.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, and then let's all dial this back. I was being dramatic. Things are that, but I was
Mhm.
thinking about the fact that like you get so if everything goes the way you're dreaming and everything works out and you get all the things that you're hoping and wishing and dreaming for, you are so busy trying to manage that windfall of amazing things that you're so exhausted, you don't have time to think about how wonderful and amazing it is, and it does kind of dampen the hooray of getting into a film festival, like, "Yeah, great, but now I gotta pack." And you're just like, this that it's you didn't know, but you knew, but you didn't know. That's what you signed up for, but that is what happens, like, it just stops
It
the
becomes a
roller coaster
job kind
feel
of
of it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yes, and that's okay, that's normal. As I start to beat myself up too about, like, not being appreciative enough of the amazing things that are
Yeah.
happening.
And that's I mean, that's just, you know, again, and I like the idea of little steps there too, like little steps to just like reminding yourself to appreciate things, you know,
Yeah.
and, you know, it's the like, so me doing this Q&A thing, like, for me, this was a big deal. Like, I called up my mom. I called, you know,
Yeah.
like the first thing I did, I was supposed to be doing something else. However, for someone else, this is nothing, you know? So like
Mhm.
that same thing where I go, oh yeah, another film festival. Yeah. Yeah, yeah," you know, like
Yeah.
that, everyone's at a different
Yeah.
level with those things.
For sure.
And celebrating your own is hard enough to celebrate someone else's. Like, sometimes it's
Yeah.
easier to celebrate somebody else's maybe,
Oh,
I
for
don't know.
sure. It's so
I
easy
don't
for
know,
me to,
that's
like,
so
be happy for other
weird.
people. I
Yeah.
know, I know. Yeah, but you and I are very, very busy. Do we have any fun updates? I mean, we're doing the Gig Harbor thing, so we're gonna be posting like we've done at previous film festivals, we'll be doing the interviews and stuff. Those will be coming out. Go follow Gig Harbor Film Festival if you haven't already. Like, we're gonna be funneling stuff to them,
Mhm.
which is technically actually you, Natalie.
I know. Yeah. We got to talk to the social media girl
We gotta talk to
about like,
turn around.
let's get those access. I'll put a different hat on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, social media wise, I need this.
I need
It's
a new hat.
all
I
right.
need a
All
new
right.
hat.
Well, we can give you this. Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's so silly.
Yeah.
You're doing a feature film where we have so many films at Gig Harbor. Like I keep
It's
forgetting to celebrate
insane.
each one
Right.
independently. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I made
Yeah.
a list. I made a list the other day of all the film festivals that May I Put You on Hold has been to, and it's substantial at this point. I have forgotten how many festivals
Mhm.
it's been in because there's just been so I haven't got to make a lot of them. Oh, speaking of, I keep forgetting about this one because I keep thinking of it as Obit's thing. You're going to Breck, which is a new film festival for you. I'm
For
excited to
us.
hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
excited to hear how that one is.
Yeah, we're going to it's in Breckenridge, so it's a little mountain town in Colorado,
I love
ski
Breckenridge.
resort.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, Obit's in that one, and May I Put You on Hold is in that one. That's going to
very exciting.
be, and it's the week before Gig Harbor, so that's going to
Hmm.
be like pack a suitcase at home. That's one suitcase, get home in time. I did
Yep.
realize I will have Tuesday and half of Wednesday in between.
Okay. That's something. Yeah, that's a
It is
pack everything ahead of
Tuesday and
time.
half of Wednesday in
Yeah.
between.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So that's and I'm excited. It looks like it's a really cute. Actually, this is crazy stupid thought process that is how Natalie and Tara have to work at this point in time. I am so excited that I don't have to worry about what I'm wearing. Like I looked at it and it's pretty
Uh-huh.
cash. It's a very casual
Oh,
festival. It's
yes.
chillier, so like I
Yeah,
have to get
cold.
sweaters and whatever, but like I
Yes.
can wear normal clothes.
Yeah.
I don't have to plot out a gown and a blah blah blah. And like
Yeah.
that is such a relief.
It's also a cute little town. I mean, I
Mhm.
went there as a youngster, so like my memories of it. But if it hasn't changed
Ha,
a
ha.
bit,
Sorry. Drew's like, oh, then you can totally make half a day to Horror Fest. And I'm like, I cannot. Like, I feel so bad. I miss Horror Fest every year.
oh,
Like,
yeah.
I even offered
Oh,
like I
you
would
could do that.
volunteer for Horror Fest there is
Yeah.
zero chance I am using my in between day to go drive to St. George and watch films.
So
Like, I'm
bad.
sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So tired. So tired. So tired. Yeah. It's a lot. A lot's going on. A lot's happening all at the same time. But hey, this
Mhm.
is this is the job. That's like I was saying, you knew, but you didn't know when you signed up for the thing. When you're hoping and
Yeah.
dreaming of all these things, that when you hoped and dreamed for all these things, that they would all happen at once. And then
Yeah.
yeah, and
Careful
then the
what you
feature
wish
film
for.
winds up
Yeah.
happening. Yeah. Careful what you wish for. You're gonna get it. So like look out.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Speaking of which, you and I probably should get a wiggle on and get going. You've got to go prepare and get stuff done.
I gotta fix the nose on that hat.
Y- the important
That
thing.
is that is the important things. It's on my schedule.
It's
Fix
on.
pig.
Yeah, I've been organizing school supplies for like the last day.
Mhm, mhm.
That's how I get you. Like I'm opening up pin packs and putting them into things, and I'm like, this is a weird life I'm living right now.
It's back when I, like, used to make goodie bags for a
Yeah,
drinking game. Like,
I
we were
always
just
sent you a
like,
picture. Yeah, of the.
"Why am I putting labels on staplers right now?
Uh
Like,
huh.
why am I painting" the funniest one I think ever, "Why am I painting toes onto earplugs?"
Yeah,
Like, because I made a
that's
pinky
good.
toe for Big
So you made a
Lebowski,
pinky toe.
putting
That's good.
green nail polish on.
Genius. That is brilliant. I think that's brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah. Yeah. You and I live a crazy lives.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank
Live
you
a
so much for joining us. And
crazy
thanks for
life.
staying for the credit cookie. We will see you next week. Yep. See you next week. I have to check on my brain the calendar.
Mhm.
And all of you, all of our friends out there who stay for the credit cookie every week, just we're gonna be taking those 2 weeks off. I know you'll miss us. We'll miss you. But the bandwidth's needed. So we got a lot going on. So all right. Thank you guys so much. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.